Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the top 50 prospects heading into the 2020 NFL Draft. Make sure to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Now, let's dive into it. At number 50, I have the quarterback from Georgia University, Jake Fromm. I think he's severely underrated and is a very smart quarterback with pretty good mechanics. I think that he just offers a very high floor, but a very low ceiling as well. I think he doesn't have that much potential, but is a very safe quarterback prospect. At number 49, I have a little bit of a sleeper pick. I've got Matt Peart, the offensive tackle out of UConn. I think that he's a severely underrated player. He's got great get-off in the run game, and I think that he offers a very high floor. Maybe not as high of a ceiling as other offensive tackles in this class, but a high floor, and I think that he is a great prospect that could really be a steal because he's probably going to go sometime day 3. At number 48, I've got Brandon Ayuk, the receiver out of Arizona State, and I'm not as high on him as some people. I've seen him getting some first-round buzz, and I just don't really see it. To me, he's more of that early second-round prospect, mid-second-round prospect, something like that. But he's a good playmaker. He's got great run-after-the-catch ability. He's very athletic. He's got pretty good hands. He's a good prospect. At number 47, I've got Curtis Weaver, the edge rusher out of Boise State. I think he's a pretty good prospect that should probably go in the second round. And he's got pretty good pass rushing ability, and he's a good all-around edge rusher that probably plays in a 4-3 scheme as a defensive end. At number 46, I've got the athletic offensive tackle from USC, Austin Jackson. I think he's a pretty good prospect that people aren't talking about enough. I think that he could be a very good second-round offensive tackle. And I could also see him going in the late first round in case there's a run of offensive tackles, because this is such a talented offensive tackle class. Who knows when they're going to be taken. Number 45, I've got Ashton Davis, the safety out of California. I think he's a very good prospect, very underrated. He's going to go in the second round in my opinion. He could slide to the third, but I think he's definitely worth that second round pick. He's that stereotypical free safety, very tall, very athletic. He's got great range, and I think that he's a very underrated, very good safety prospect. He's really in that top 4 safety range. Like, there are 4 safeties that I'd be comfortable taking in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and he's definitely one of them. At number 44, I've got the defensive tackle from Texas A&M, Justin Madubuike. He's a very good pass rushing defensive tackle. In my opinion, one of the better pass rushing defensive tackles in the class. He's kind of, in my opinion, a worse version of Javon Kinlaw. That good pass rushing defensive tackle, but not so good at run defense, but still not a liability there. At number 43, we've got Denzel Mims, the wide receiver out of Baylor University. He's just an athletic freak. He's a 6'3", 207-pound wide receiver that performed excellently at the combine, did very well at the Senior Bowl. He just has been rising up boards. I'm not buying into the first round hype. I don't think he's worth that first round pick, but I think that he's definitely worth a high second round pick and is a great athlete and a great receiver prospect. At number 42, I've got J.K. Dobbins, the running back out of Ohio State. I don't think he's going to be picked this high, but he's definitely got the talent to be this high, and just the fact that running backs is a devalued position, he's not going to go as high as his talent says. He's probably going to go somewhere in the late second, early third round, somewhere like that, but he's a great all-around running back that I think would be a great player in the NFL. At number 41, I've got AJ Terrell, the cornerback out of Clemson University. He's a very physical press man / cover 3 cornerback who loves to play physical, press, has great ball skills, and is very good in run defense. He's a very good cornerback prospect that I think could have a very successful career in the NFL. At number 41, I've got Tyler Biadasz, the center out of Wisconsin University. He's a fantastic run-blocking offensive lineman, but he's not the greatest pass blocker considering how great his run block is. He can really move you off line of scrimmage, and it's not the most mobile of offensive linemen, but he's very strong and really pushes you off the line of scrimmage. I think he's a great offensive lineman prospect. At number 39, I've got Laviska Shenault, the big playmaking receiver out of Colorado. In my opinion, he would be much higher on this list and is a fantastic playmaker, but he's got injury concerns and it's not the fastest receiver and doesn't have the greatest hands, but his run after the catch ability is phenomenal. I wouldn't be surprised if he draws some running back comparisons like Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey. At number 38, I've got Willie Gay Jr., the linebacker out of Mississippi State. In my opinion, he's got first-round talent. He's a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal linebacker. His tape is amazing, but he's just got some character issues. He didn't do the best in school. He cheated on his test But still, I think that if you spend a first round pick on him, I think you'll be fine. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he's still available in the late 3rd round. At number 37, I've got Jeff Gladney, the cornerback out of TCU. He's a great zone coverage cornerback with great ball skills. But his only knock, though, is his size. He's not very big at only 5'10", 190 pounds. And you know he probably weighs less than that. But I think he's still a great corner, very balanced, very fast. He's a great cornerback prospect. Got another player from TCU. I've got Ross Blacklock, the defensive tackle. He's a very well-rounded defensive tackle that can fit into any scheme. He's got a very good first step. He can rush the passer with power or with finesse. He's a pretty good run defender. He's very quick, very fast. He's just a great athlete in general. I think he's a pretty good defensive tackle prospect. At number 35, I've got, in my opinion, the best interior offensive lineman in the draft, Cesar Ruiz from Michigan University. He's a great pass blocker. He's a pretty good run blocker. He's got great strength, great athleticism, and he can both play center and guard. He's a great prospect in my opinion, and I have him as my number 1 interior offensive lineman. At number 34, I've got the cornerback from Utah, Jalen Johnson. He's a press man cornerback that is very good in zone coverage and pretty good in man. He's a great in press and has good ball skills, and is a very good run defender. I think he's one of the most underrated corners in this class, and I wouldn't be afraid of taking him in the 1st round. Number 33, I've got Zach Bond, the linebacker/edge out of Wisconsin. I really like Zach Bond because he's a very versatile linebacker. He had 13 sacks this past season. He's great in coverage. He performed well at the Senior Bowl. He's a good athlete. In my opinion, he's one of the most well-rounded linebackers I've seen in a while. Number 32, I've got T. Higgins, the wide receiver from Clemson. In my opinion, he's one of the best big-body, pure catch receivers in this draft. But he's so much more than that. He's got pretty good route running, especially for a physical receiver. He's got good release off line of scrimmage and can actually run after the catch. In my opinion, he's a great receiver and is a little bit underrated in this class. At number 31, I've got Yetur Gross-Matos, the edge rusher from Penn State. In my opinion, he's an athletic freak. He's strong, he's fast, he's athletic, he's got a great first step, he's a great power rusher, great finesse rusher, he's got great bend around the line of scrimmage, he's a great well-rounded athletic edge rusher. At number 30, I've got Trevon Diggs, the cornerback out of Alabama University. He's a very physical, very well-rounded cornerback out of Alabama that loves to press and has great ball skills. He's pretty good in run defense, but is really good in zone. And I think that he's a great cornerback prospect, and he's my number 4 cornerback in this class. At number 29, I've got Josh Jones, the offensive tackle out of Houston. I think he's a very consistent, great pass-blocking offensive tackle, but not the greatest run blocker. And he's not the greatest athlete of any of the tackles, but just his stillness and pass block and his fantastic ability there I think makes him a first-round talent in this class. At number 28, I have a controversial pick. I have Justin Herbert, the quarterback out of Oregon. He's got phenomenal arm strength, but his accuracy and decision-making leaves something to be questioned. His pocket sense is pretty good, and his play extension is good, and he's a great athlete. His accuracy isn't great, and neither is his decision-making. And those, in my opinion, are the 2 most important things for a quarterback to have, and he doesn't really have that, in my opinion. At number 27, I've got DeAndre Swift, the running back from Georgia University. Many people have him as their number 1 running back, but I just don't think so. He's not as good of a pure runner as Jonathan Taylor, but he does have great receiving traits. And I wouldn't be mad if you put him as your number 1 back. In my opinion, they're interchangeable. At number 26, I've got another sleeper pick. I have Antoine Winfield Jr., the safety out of Minnesota. Many people have him as going mid to late 2nd round, but I don't see it. I think he's one of the best safeties in the class. I think he could go 1st round easily, and I would definitely be okay with taking him there. He's got phenomenal zone coverage and pretty good range. His man coverage is also great, and he's got great ball skills. His run defense is good, but his tackling, he sometimes misses tackles, but he's better than Grant Delpit there. He's also very versatile and very athletic. At number 25, I've got AJ Epineza, the edge rusher out of Iowa University. Although he's a very poor athlete, the combine totally lowered his draft stock a ton. But I think his technique can make up for his lack of athleticism, and I think that his production in college speaks for itself because he's had many years in college of great production. At number 24, I've got Jonathan Taylor, the running back out of Wisconsin. Jonathan Taylor is a great power back in my opinion. He's my number 1 running back in the class, despite most people having DeAndre Swift. His power is amazing, his balance is awesome, and his vision is really good. Also, his production is off the charts. He's one of the most productive running backs of all time. At number 23, I've got Kenneth Murray, the linebacker out of Oklahoma. In my opinion, Kenneth Murray is the third best linebacker in the class, but him and Patrick Queen are interchangeable in my opinion. He's probably going to go in the first round and can really fit any scheme. He's good at coverage, good in run defense, has good awareness, good pass rush. He's a great all-around linebacker, and one of his most underrated aspects, I think, is his ability to blitz. He's a great blitzer. At number 22, I've got Christian Fulton, the cornerback out of LSU. He's my number 3 corner and is a very balanced cornerback. He's good in man, good in zone, good at press, and he's a decent run defender. He's a decent athlete too. He's just your balanced, well-rounded cornerback, which is why he's only at 22 versus higher, even though he's good at everything. At number 21, I've got Grant Delpit, the safety out of LSU. I think that he's one of the best safeties in the class and probably has the most potential of any safety in the class. He was probably going to be a top 10 pick before this past season, but he really didn't do well his junior season. He's got good range, good zone, good man. He's got good coverage in general, but his tackling really is not very good. He missed so many tackles his junior season at LSU, which really lowered his draft stock. But I think he has the potential to be a really good player in the NFL. At number 20, I have Patrick Queen, the linebacker out of LSU. In my opinion, he's the second best linebacker in the class and is very good in coverage, is a decent tackler, has decent pass rush, but is so fast. But his main knock though is his weight. He's under 230 pounds. I think that he should probably try to get up to almost 240 and then he'll be pretty good. At number 19, I have Jordan Love, the quarterback out of Utah State. Personally, I have Jordan Love ahead of Justin Herbert because Jordan Love has good arm strength, much better accuracy, much better at processing defenses. The only place where Herbert beats him is in decision making. Also, Jordan Love is an excellent play extender. I think that Jordan Love has the potential to be like Patrick Mahomes. For 18, I have Xavier McKinney, the safety out of Alabama. In my opinion, he's the best safety in the class because he's a great run defender, he's got great ball skills, he's got pretty good coverage skills, but the main thing about him is that he's very versatile. That's probably his key attribute, which I think is one of the most important traits for a safety. At number 17, I have Mekhi Becton, the offensive tackle out of Louisville. Personally, I don't see the hype. A lot of people are projecting him to be a top 5 pick, and I don't think he should go that high. His mobility issues are a real concern, and also he's not the greatest run blocker despite his size and power. Yeah, he's a great pass blocker. Yeah, he's got a ton of potential, but he comes with a lot of risk too if he can't control his weight. At number 16, I have Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver out of LSU. Personally, I really like Justin Jefferson. He's a really good route runner, he's got great hands, he's great after the catch, he's very athletic with his 4.44 40-yard dash. He was so productive at LSU this past season. I think he's definitely a top 20 player in this class, and I would not be afraid to pick him in that area. At number 15, I have CJ Henderson, the cornerback out of Florida University. He's a fantastic zone coverage cornerback with amazing press skills as well. He's a very good athlete. He ran a 4.39 at the combine and is just a stunning athlete. Personally, the only reason he isn't higher is because he seemed to slack off a little bit this past season at Florida, which really hurt his stock in my opinion. At number 14, I have Clavon Chaisson, the edge rusher from LSU. He's got so much potential. His upside is incredible, but his knock though is he's very raw. He's definitely got to go to the right place, and a lot of NFL teams, and myself included, just get so excited about what his potential could be. At number 13, I have Javon Kinlaw, the defensive tackle out of South Carolina University. He's probably the best pass rushing defensive tackle in the class, but also is a pretty good run defender as well. He's an elite athlete with great speed and great strength. In my opinion, he's one of the best players in this class, and I would not shy away from taking him in the top 15. At number 12, I have Henry Ruggs III, the speedster out of Alabama University. But he's not just speed. He's got great hands and great route running as well. He's an electrifying playmaker that will make a difference to whatever team he goes to. He's a phenomenal player that would probably be a top 10 pick in a normal class and definitely the number 1 wide receiver. At number 11, I have the quarterback from Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua would definitely be higher if not for his injury concerns, but because of his injury, I have to put him here. Even though skill-wise, he probably is like top 7 or something, but as I said before, his injuries being very severe, especially if he was put behind a very bad offensive line, I don't know how he would turn up in the NFL. At number 10, I have Andrew Thomas, the offensive tackle from Georgia. I'm really high on Andrew Thomas because he's one of the most sound tackles in the draft class with an extremely high floor. He doesn't have the potential of like a Jedrick Wills or a Tristan Wirfs, but his floor is so high that I think that he's a great pick anywhere in the top 10. At number 9, I have the offensive tackle / guard, Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. I think that Tristan Wirfs is one of the best offensive tackle prospects in this class. He's definitely the most athletic. He had a 36.5-inch vertical as a 320-pound offensive lineman. That's insane. He's a great run blocker and is so mobile. I think that he's a can't-miss offensive lineman prospect. At number 8, I have the freak defensive tackle from Auburn, Derrick Brown. Derrick Brown is one of the best defensive tackle prospects we've seen in a while. He's a fantastic run stopper, definitely the best in the class, and he's extremely strong. He can also rush the passer and has a very fast first step for his weight at 325 pounds. At number 7, I have CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver from Oklahoma. CeeDee Lamb can fit any scheme. He's a fantastic route runner with great hands and great catch and traffic ability. He's also one of the most electrifying, dynamic run after the catch receivers I've ever seen. He's so agile and so quick, and I think that he'll be an elite instant playmaker in the NFL. Of all the phenomenal offensive tackle prospects in this class, in my opinion, the offensive tackle from Alabama, Jedrick Wills, is the best of any of them. He's a phenomenal run blocker with great pass blocking skills. He's also got great move block and great mobility, along with elite strength, only matched by Mekhi Becton. In my opinion, he's the best offensive tackle prospect in this class and has a bright future ahead of him. At number 5, I have Jerry Jeudy, the wide receiver out of Alabama University. He's such an electrifying player and is probably the best route runner I've ever seen. He's also got phenomenal hands and great run after the catch ability. He can separate so well, and he's got a bright future ahead of him in the NFL. At number 4, I have Jeff Okudah, the cornerback out of Ohio State University. He's one of the most well-rounded cornerbacks I've seen coming out of college, and he's a lockdown man cover corner. He's got phenomenal pressing skills and is a great run defender. He's also an elite athlete that I would not shy away from taking in the top 3. Number 3, I have Joe Burrow, the quarterback out of LSU. Joe Burrow is coming off of the greatest college football season by a quarterback of all time. He's got amazing accuracy. He processes defenses fantastically. He can extend plays phenomenally. His only knock is his arm strength. He's got a little bit of a weaker arm, but that doesn't matter when you get results like he does. At number 2, I have Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker / safety / everything on defense out of Clemson University. He's a phenomenal coverage linebacker with really good run defense as well. He can pass rush extremely well from that linebacker spot, but in my opinion, the most important thing that he has is his versatility. He can literally do everything on the field thanks to his elite athleticism. He ran a 4.38 40-yard dash at the combine. He's just a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal prospect that I think should go in the top 3 of this class. And finally, at number 1, I have Chase Young, the edge rusher out of Ohio State University. Chase Young can fit into any scheme and has the fastest first step of anybody in this class. He's a phenomenal power rusher with great finesse moves as well. He's got a really good bend around line of scrimmage with pretty good run defense. He's the definition of a blue chip prospect. He's a can't miss player in this draft class. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And until next time.